What's good, y'all? And welcome to my review of this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3. Now, before we begin, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. One of these things. Now, first off, let's talk about this week's episode, TG. I forgot to talk about this in some of my previous videos, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. If you guys saw my review for last week's TG, you know I fucking love that episode. I can definitely say it's probably the best Tokyo Ghoul episode, period. Any of the season. Keep in mind, guys, I love the anime for both Season 1 and I love Rude. And I was like, this episode was so good, so great, not even Chibi Reviews could bitch about. Which, for you guys that don't know who Chibi is, he's an anime YouTuber, like, yeah, kind of like yours truly. He really only does anime, like me, where I do movie reviews and anime, and I try to do gaming, but hey, don't really got time to do gaming content, because I still got school, and yeah, I'm too busy trying to get caught up on anime series. Anyway, So he does a bunch. So he does weekly anime reviews on series. He's watching the seasonally. He also does chapter reviews and reactions like TG, Hiroaka, One Piece, etc., etc., etc. And I believe TG was actually already discovered him. And you guys know that the dude's very passionate about TG. He loves Tokyo Ghoul. It's one of his favorite series, but he also hates the anime because as he refers to Studio Paradise, Studio Cloud, because they ruined TG by trying to turn into a shonen anime. That trying to turn a seinen manga into a shonen, which I don't even really say. Because, yes, it has shonen elements sometimes, but it's not really shonen. It's still a seinen series. Anyway, but yeah, I can tell, but the points Chibi actually brought up in this video were actually really, in the manga, like, you guys remember the scene in the episode, where, Hayase is talking to Arima, he's like, yeah, I'm really happy with life. In the manga, Hayase had his hand on his chin, which, as you guys know, whenever Kaneki does that, that means he's bullshitting, that means he's lying. So, okay, now Studio Paradise not doing that, I can definitely say, yeah, you kind of fucked up you got fucked up there a little bit, Studio Paradise. And he also brought up Toka's hair not being blue like it is in the manga, which I don't really care about. But he also brings up a point where I guess you could I still don't say that's really that big of a deal that you have to bitch about it. I mean, it's like, it's a hair color. Like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things of Tokyo Ghoul. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they end up changing it back to blue for the Blu-rays. Anyway, so he talks about, actually, later on in the manga, around episode, chapter 120, around where, it starts to come, where we get to chapter 125, where, that glorious chapter, where Toka has, where Toka, dyed her hair back to purple, just to get Kaneki to notice her, because she had the thing for Kaneki before she pops the question at him, are you a virgin? So then, girls, from that perspective, I can kind of see what she's their hair not being blue for that little, setup, thing for later on series. Okay, I get it. And Kaneki not having his hand on that shit we was talking about, I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see, Paradise fucked up there. So, now that's out of the way. One other thing I want to talk about, guys. I forgot to talk about this in my Spider-Man PS4 yet, but I'm talking about it now. You guys probably heard that My Hero Academia is crossing over with Infinity War. Now, I'm not saying they're going to appear in the movie. No. No. But they had, a little promotional thing going on, but, some ads were, members of the cast of Hiroaka would, compare them, so talking about members of the Avengers. Deku got Cap. Bakugo got Iron Man. Todoroki got Thor. Uraraka looks like God Blood, which when I looked at Scarlett Johansson, I looked at Uraraka, I was like, Scarlett Johansson kind of looks like Uraraka. What were we doing to cast her in the Academia movie? Anyway, and Ida got I think it was Ida got Doctor Strange, and yeah, there was, and All Might got Hulk. So they were talking about, so I'll do a separate video of my overall thoughts and opinions on it, because I thought that was really cool. But also, because of this isn't the first time that actually Disney has collabed with Horikoshi, the manga, for Hiroaka. He actually did a poster for them for The Last Jedi, which I retweeted, and that poster looks fucking amazing. And they even got, My Hero got a new poster where it's promotes a lot of, the new Infinity War poster. It was something else, so I posted on my Instagram and retweeted on Twitter. So check that out if you're curious. Anyway, so yeah. But knowing that Disney did this twice, that leads us to the question. If there is ever possibly a My Hero Academia movie in the works, will Disney buy the film rights? And if they do, will My Hero Academia be brought into the MCU? Questions. We will get to those questions. And how I think they should how Disney could put My Hero Academia in the MCU in another video. Promise. Speaking of videos, what if Disney bought DC video is actually currently exporting right now, exporting right now. So yeah, expect that video coming out in the coming days. I just gotta do some final touches on the thumbnail. Anyway, so enough jibber jabber. Let us begin with this week's episode of Hero Waka. So we started this episode off with Kurogiri talking about where we saw with Shigaraki and their approach. Shigaraki busy creating House of Cards, and they're just kind of talking about their plans and shit. Then we see this dude, I forget his name, come out. It's like, you're expecting your delivery tomorrow, and he's like, and Kurogiri is like, Kurogiri, Jesus, can't say his name. He's like, thank you for doing such a ridiculous request in such short time. He's like, you know why the league, the union went through your order and actually went through with it? Because we got some high expectations for you. Don't disappoint us, Shigaraki. So if I had to guess, it's probably weapons for Shigaraki's League of Villains, because, in the OP, I know that the crazy psycho bitch, Toga, I believe her name is, she has a weapon on her that she doesn't have, that was when we see her, so I'm guessing it's probably just weapons. So then we get back to UA, and then we got Razor telling the students, like, hey, it's the end of the semester, summer break, but this isn't just vacation time, y'all are going to summer camp so that we can train you and you can become better heroes. And then after Eraserhead has his little spiel, Uraraka gets really up close and personal with our boy Deku. And she's like, man, I'm so hyped for this. I've been hyped for this for a while. Deku's just like, so close. He's a blushing mess. And she asks, hey, what's wrong? He's like, oh, nothing, I'm just hot. And Uraraka looks at him again. And then she remembers, is it because you like him? And then she remembers that, blushes ridiculously, and backs away. Then we got her dancing, and then we got my man. We got my boy, Naito Monoma. Oh my god, little guy. And he's like, oh, I heard that some of the members of Class 1A didn't get taking extra classes. Did that mean that they failed? It must be so embarrassing, because you are Class 1, he says, oh, so much superior than mine. Oh, you must be following it, shame! And then Kendo just knocks him out with like a nice chop. And then the camera's getting really close. He has a background that's really friendly, and he changes color while he's going more and more into it. So and so all the girls start going the bus, and we got my man Mineta. He's like, oh, the girls from Class 1A and B, oh, boobs and butts and bays, oh, and he's like, and like I think it was like Kirishima was like, dude, relax. And Ida's over there frantically moving his arms around like, everybody go with a single file order. I love Ida. He's always frantic, like flailing his arms around in random directions. So after that, so everyone gets on the bus, and Razor tells like, hey, Ida's like, no, don't stand up, that is a health that is a safety hazard. And Razor is just talking about Ramps, so like, hey, this is that I even forget what he said, because he was like, why do I even bother? Because everyone's just chatting. So they get there, and then where we meet they stop at like this little area by a forest. So we meet these two new heroes. I forget their names, but they're pretty much they're called the Wild Pussycats. They're pretty much Nekos, pretty much like that. That's mainly their quirks. It's just that they dress up like cats. I think their quirks are like cat-like anyway, but maybe, no, I don't think we actually seen what their quirks are yet. Anyway, so he's like, Razor tells, hey, you're gonna be working with these two, and Deku. We all know Deku, how he's a massive nerd here. Like, this man is like an encyclopedia of, like, the heroes in My Hero Academia. And he starts rambling on and giving us a fucking complete history lesson on these two. And he's like, oh, they're 12 years in, and then one of the girls, like, grabs his face, and he's like, I'm 18 at heart. So then he explains that, hey, you're going to be training with these guys, you're going to be training these two, is that you guys are going to have to go into that forest, and that the hotel that they're staying at, their little headquarters, is all the way like the other side of the forest, and they gotta walk there or run there on foot. Everyone's trying to run back at the bus because they're like, hell no, I ain't walking that shit. And the girls just she burns us like almost pseudo alchemy, and puts her hands on the ground, and then the sand or ground around her just pushes them off the railing, and now they're all down for how they didn't break any bones. I don't understand, but how they not even break any bones? Like, that was a pretty long time. It's an anime. Why should anime should not follow logic or reason or the laws of physics, I should say, or gravity. And so, anyway, so then the next part we see them just, working together, taking down these beasts that they have created, just, I guess you could say, let them, like, see how their teamwork is, and just, I guess, gauge their power level, as, I guess you'd say. And so, we got Ida working together with Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo. We got Minato, who's while that whole thing's going down, he's constantly bitching about how he pissed his pants, because, like, right as the boss left, he was like, sir, I gotta piss. And he's like, and so, Mina never got a chance to actually, relieve himself, but he pissed his pants. So, yeah, Mina was bitching about that. Anyway. But when they finally reach the other side, they look like they just went through a war zone. Ida is limping around. Deku looks tired. They all look like they just went through a war zone. So once they get to the match, the wild pussycats talk about, congratulations, you came out here far better. You came here faster than we did. Because remember, it was 9:30 when they left. It's now 5:30, so it took them a long ass time. She said, like, that you can get this done in like 3 hours, but they were timing it based on how far they would take it. Blah blah blah. And so then one of them talks, the one in the blue, talks about how, that the MVPs of this battle was Deku, Todoroki, Ida, and Bakugo. And then she's all over them, be like, and Iran's like, has it always been like this? It's gotten worse. She's looking for a mate. It's like she's reached the age where she's a mate. So I'm guessing, like, because, like, she said that, like, Deku said, they've been in this business for 12 years. So if I had to guess, they're probably in their, early to mid 30s, maybe late 20s. I don't know. No, I don't know when they started. So if I had to guess, probably like early to mid 30s. I probably bet that they're probably in their mid 30s. Which also isn't that old, but yet they act like they're 50. They act like 30 is equal to 50. I don't know. Anyway, so then Deku's like, speaking of ages, he's like, choose your words carefully, boy. And he's like, I was just wondering, who's the kid? Oh, and then the brown Jack's like, oh yeah, that's my cousin's son, or I think it's a cousin's son, Kota. Which this kid is pretty much a straight ripoff of that kid from Naruto, the first arc of Naruto. You guys remember that kid whose essential father figure was like, the hero of this little village that went against, I forget his name, but the guy that was working like that Zabuza was working for that arc. Now we killed him. We was like, blah 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 blah. He was a hero. Now he hates. Now he thinks that like he said, like, y'all should just give up. You can't win. That's essentially this kid. He's an extreme hero. He has the same backstory. So, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. And so, so Deku goes over to introduce himself. He's like, hey, I'm Yuzuki with my daughter. And you know what Deku gets for his troubles? A punch to the nuts. Yes, the kid straight up punches him right in the scrotum. He's like, oh! Which I might use as the thumbnail. I'm debating. There's a couple of scenes in this episode where I'm like, I think I might use the punch to the balls as my thumbnail for this week's episode. And then then Ida runs towards like, a kick to the scrotum is unforgivable! And then the kid looks behind him. The kid looks actually really scary, with like a very black, ominous background. Like, see somebody who's like, the last thing I want to do is hang with some wannabe heroes. Which actually I noticed that the kid is actually voiced by the same person that voiced Morgana in Persona 5. Which, Persona 5 is coming out that later on. We got that coming out today as well. Actually, this week's episode we're going to get introduced to Morgana. To Morgana. So yeah, I'm hyped to see that. Anyway, so yeah, so he leaves, and then then they all start feasting like Goku. Which actually, when they've come in, while the 1A was going through that little challenge over there in the forest, we went to Rachel. He's asking like, hey, we're doing this just to get a second semester worth of information done here, so that they can get a permit, so they can be heroes without needing someone else's approval. They can use their quirk in public, blah 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 blah. So they get defend because of all the shit that's been going on recently, season 1, season 2 with Shigaraki. Makes sense. So after they're done feasting, we get to of course the hot spring, where everyone's chill out the dude, but Minato is on the other side of the wall where the boys are, is the girls. And of course, Miyata got his ears right against that thing. He's like, oh, babes, boobs, butts. And like, he's like, oh, I now know why I have this quirk of balls to fight us, to reach the promised land. And then right before you start climbing, Ian's like, don't you dare, Miyata. It is disgraceful for you and the girls. And he doesn't care, so he starts climbing. He's like drooling. He's like, oh yes, Uraraka, Momo, oh yes, and he's just climbing to the promised land. And then there's Kota waiting on top of the wall, being like, if you want to be a good hero, be a good human being first, and pushes him off. So he lands, and then the girls are like, thanks, Kota. And he looks behind him, sees the girls. Oh, great fan service. And he's like, oh, and he falls from the wall too, because goddamn, them women fine. Which, okay, let me talk about this real quick. If you want my opinion, hold the little controversy that happened on Horikoshi's Twitter about him, posted this little picture of the girls in bathing suits as, like, for the anime. I think finally fucking stupid that people complain about it, because they're 15-year-old girls. They're 2D drawings of fictional characters! Why are y'all bitching? It's fucking anime! If lollies are okay, why are you bitching about this? I mean, lollies are a thing, Just saying! Anyway, plus it's different culture, because as we know, the legal age for consent in Japan is like 13 years old, or 14, so dumbass is over there, talking about, anyway, that's fucking stupid. Anyway, so then after we get that, we get to Kota's backstory, and she explains how, her parents were serious. Like I said, the kid from Naruto's father figure was the hero of the village, and they both died, and they died protecting, saving people, an honorable death for heroes, as she put it. But to him, his parents left him, and everyone was telling your parents, they were a noble sacrifice, blah blah blah. But he didn't see it that way, so that's why he hates heroes. And then actually we know it's actually the blue one is because now she's not being all energetic and theatrical. I noticed that she's actually voiced by the same person that voiced Makoto in Persona 5. Like, there's a lot of Persona guys in this cast, but what I also know is that person that does voice Makoto in Persona 5 also voices Asuna in SCO, which to me, guys, in any dub, anyone that is voiced by Asuna, that's an immediate 10 waifu points. You will immediately up the scale by at least one person if you are voiced by Asuna, because you guys know I love Asuna. Anyway, and so after that it's now 5:30 in the morning, and then we get to like the next stage where it's like where he tells Bakugo to throw his ball to see how the fitness hits where they throw the ball to see how powerful the quirks are and see how much they can throw it. Bakugo's like, oh yeah, let's do that. And his original record was like, I think 705. And so he's like, and so when he throws, he says, go to hell! And throws in Deck, and Deck is like, go to hell? And then so when he throws it, he's like, yeah! And it was like, it's 709. So it wasn't even that big of a difference. And that's it. So Andrew Top, now we're gonna that all your previous shows only worked on from the technical aspect, stamina, but nothing has really worked on improving your quirk itself. So that's what we're going to see with next week's episode, and that's where the episode ends. And then right after the ED, we get a little thing where we see where we see Toga talking about, hey, we got special delivery, which by the way, as Chibi Reviews said in his video that she is best girl. We'll find out this season if she is, or Chibi just got some weird ass taste in women. So yeah, curious about that. Anyway, so that's essentially where the episode ends with League of Villains, starting to make moves on against the heroes of UA from UA. Yeah, that's where the episode ends. So yeah, so hope you guys. So my final word for this week's episode is of course a 10 out of 10. This episode was great. I fucking loved it. The art animation was great. The jokes were great. I'm loving this English dub. I'm curious how long Funimation's gonna keep it the same. So I know this is for like 6 episodes. I hope they can actually do the whole arc. So yeah, guys. Hope you guys. Oh, now so we're catching Rampage later today. So yeah, probably we're actually gonna be leaving like very soon. Hopefully I can get this report exported and upload by the time we leave. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Links on the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.